Hello and welcome to Naughty Clicker News, the show where I look back at some of the gaming happenings of the week that was. But before I do, I want to give a big shout out to all my wonderful Patreons who keep this one-woman show up running and more or less sane. If you'd like to join them, links below. So let's tarry not and dive into it, starting with, of course, my beloved Guild Wars 2 and its Steel and Fire release, due to land on the 17th of March. So let's break down what's coming in the latest installment of the Ice Boot saga, starting with the story mission Dark Rim Delves, in which we finally discover what befell General Almora Soulkeeper, and we do so through the eyes of Ryland Steelcatcher, the wayward cub of a Whitlock Brimstone and Acretia Stoneglow. Did Almora fall to Bangar Ruinbringer or to a servant of Jormag? Although at this stage it's arguable that they are one in the same regardless of who landed the killing blow. Now I for one cannot wait to discover the truth. I was honestly gutted at such a wonderful character dying off stage and unsung. It's great to know that the story team always planned to give her the send-off she deserves. And on a plus note, in this episode we will be able to unlock a flamesaw of our very own, just like Ryland's, so that's a big plus too. However, in story terms, I think it will be our access to Season 1 that will steal the show for this update, because yes, finally, after years and years of community pleading and moaning and begging and a lot of whinging, the devs have found a way to reincorporate Scarlet's war back into the world whilst maintaining the linear storyline and avoiding having to orchestrate multiple steampunk army invasions across the map. So, there you go. Here's what the official forum has to say on the matter. Replay 4 missions from the first season of The Living World for the first time ever. Hooray! Get to know Rox and Ram, face Scarlet's toxic forces, and remember how far Kanek has come in his time with us. Oh, Kanek, I miss you. Now, I sincerely hope these story missions are a much-needed character introduction for Rox, Ram, and Kanek. Not that I would not wholeheartedly welcome brand spanking new story moments for these beloved heroes, but honestly, for players who missed Season 1, it's vital they get some first-hand experience of these characters' origins, how they actually made it into the story. And on that note, I hope in the future releases the Scrying Pool allows us to revisit Jury and Cass's starting narrative, which is beautifully bittersweet, as well as a little old-timey, of course. Bit of pie in the sky here, but can you imagine the fall of Lion's Arch as a raid instance? Oh, maybe the first public raid instance with multiple mission bosses. That would be epic. Anyway, onwards to more confirmed content for Steel and Fire public missions. Here's what it says. Meet Ryland, Steelcatcher's companions, and accompany them on a high-stakes mission to battle the ancient Forgeman. Best of all, your job is to blow stuff to smithereens with a cutting-edge char tank. Quite how this will play out, the location of the mission, how public missions will work at all is not clear. Perhaps the game type will introduce a new way for pickup groups to form, World of Warcraft Final Fantasy style. We'll find out on the 17th, but whatever the case, this looks to be a real spectacle event, and I am looking forward to not knowing what the heck I'm doing as normal in-game. Onto the Eye of the North, our new hub. This is what the forum has to say. This timeless landmark sheltered heroes of old, and now it can serve you and your allies. Help upgrade it into a worthy base of operations, including a launch portal for strike missions. I think this will be a personal instance akin to Sun's Refuge, separate from the other version of the Eye of the North, which has been in the game since launch. Personally, I would love to see a real base of operations we can personalize, like a Guild Wars 2 version of player housing. Now, I know we do have the home instances in the cities, and they are great, but I would love to see the functionality of the Guildhall decoration system integrated into a personal player instance. This would open up some great opportunities for new collections and replayable options for old content to unlock the lovelies for your home, as well as introducing new rewards for our new home instance from raids and fractals, etc. More wishlist. Okay, so loot-wise, for Steel and Fire, the post tells us we're going to be earning Steel Warband weapon skins and variations, Stone Summit armor pieces, and to accessorize, and a full runic set of armor with a matching cape. Sounds pretty good to me. Looks like the devs are committed to giving us awesome rewards for gameplay. And I think the best thing we can do as players is cheer this on and hope the overlords get the message that this is what we want. Less Black Lion, more in-game rewards. Thank you very much. Now, I will be making a gear showcase for all the rewards, which are coming in the new episode once it goes live. So look out for that on the channel. All in all, I am really looking forward to the new episode, although it seems we might not be moving, forward literally with the story in that sense. I can't wait to see what actually happened to the good general and what the devs have in store for us in season 1. Very exciting. Okay, on to more MMO news, but this time for Black Desert Online, which is celebrating its 4th birthday with a series of special events, part 1 of which launched on the 3rd of March. Now, the first installment sees in-game anniversary events, login rewards, additional goodies from existing content, and a new world boss for players to beat the snot out of. Links below to a full list of all the loots and goodies and bits and pieces you can collect in part 1. But that's not all, because if you are a Black Desert Online console player, crossplay arrived on the 4th of March, allowing Xbox and PlayStation players to bridge that divide and finally play together. Now, that's great news, not only for bringing peace to two warring nerdy communities, PC Master Race guys, just saying, don't hate me in the comments, but because at the end of the year, the Ode Elite expansion, or however you pronounce it, is set to land. Now, test realms have been up for a few weeks at this stage. Links below for a sneaky peeky at the new areas, or rather, a luxuriating look, to be honest. And I have to say, all this hype has renewed my interest in Black Desert Online, and I will be making a new character and playing through the story once again. It's been a while, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the game has evolved in the, I think it's about 2 years since I last jumped in. On to a future MMO on my to-do list, New World, which has released a fun quiz to help you select your faction, a sorting hat, if you will. Now, I rolled Syndicate because, knowledge is power. There are links below to a more in-depth look at the 3 New World factions, the Marauders, the Syndicate, and the Covenant. With all the money being thrown at this title by the richest man in the world, no less, let's hope it's destined for greatness. Speaking of greatness, the Final Fantasy team have continued their creative behind-the-scenes series, this time looking at how they forged the first. If you don't know what that is, go and play the expansion. Now, as always, you will need to pop the subtitles up unless you are brilliant enough to be fluent in Japanese, which I am sadly not. I am, however, endlessly fascinated by the collective genius of the Square Enix team, and I'm always hoping to catch a glimpse of what glorious stories there are to come, because, oh my goodness, they left us on a bit of a cliffhanger, did they not? Now, the last bit of stuff that caught my attention this week was news that HBO is in collaboration with Sony and Naughty Dog, and collectively they are going to be adapting The Last of Us into a series. Following the outrageous success of The Witcher, these giants of entertainment are hoping to capture lightning in a bottle once again, and they could not have chosen a more fertile creative soil to grow their narrative from. I will keep an eye on this one and let you know when there is more details to share, but as it stands, we know it's in the works, and we know that they are planning to make The Witcher's success look like the opening night of Suicide Squad. So hold on to your hats, peeps, because holy shirt balls, this could be epic. So, we come to the end. That's Naughty Clicker News for the week that was. There are links below, as ever, to a deep dive into all the stories I've covered here today. And please do let me know what caught your nerdy eye in the comments below. And whilst you're down there, please do like this video if indeed you did like it. Share it if the spirit moves you. Subscribe and ring that bell if you think I've earned it and you don't want to miss any naughty clicks on the channel. And please do show some love to Cody, Kildare, Cub, Molini, Jolly Joestar, Dark Griever, and all my wondrous, fantabulous Patreons, without whom there would be no Naughty Clicker anything. If you'd like to join them, links below. Now, I hope you will come back and join me again very soon, but until then, as always, thank you so much for watching.